Welcome everybody to the season finale of this season of our TAM weekly webinar workshop. As we mentioned, we will be giving away 2 of these IQ lockdowns at the end of this call, so don't drop off early. We will be doing that draw live. And in addition, there will be a poll question coming up. I'll tell you which one it is. It's just a fun question, and we're going to pick 10 people who randomly get this little question right. We're actually going to give away everybody will, those 10 winners will get one of our PG9312 outdoor contacts shipped to you just as a thank you for being here. So I'm just going to get these polls started. I'll tell you which one is the one that you really have to pay attention to. But we're going to get started, and then we'll Mark and Kevin will be starting off. So here we go. Nice, easy. Are you wearing green today? It's simple. It's a yes or a no. All right, here we go. About half people wearing green today. That's awesome. A lot of us are wearing green today, but that's because we're wearing our Qolsys shirts. But that's great. About half the people wearing green. That is very, very nice. That's awesome. Great to see everybody having enjoying the spirit of St. Paddy's Day. So we're going to close that one off nice and easy. Okay, so this is the one. This is the question you want to pay attention to. And whatever, if you get the right answer, again, these 10 devices will be given away after the webinar. So we will randomly draw 10 people who get this correct, and we will ship them a PG9312. So here we go. Why do people wear green on St. Patrick's Day? All right, I'm not going to say anything until afterwards, so we don't, influence what is the answer. We're going to give everybody as much time here to answer as possible. About 70% of you have voted so far. I can say about half of you are wrong. So here we go. Okay, I'm going to close. Yeah, everybody has answered. So not the everybody, but the majority. Still going up. There we go. All right, I'm going to close this. So the answer was to avoid being pinched. So for those people who answered that correctly, we will, you'll be notified by email after this webinar, and you'll receive a PG9312 on us. So here we go. Now let's get to the real poll. Do you currently install smart locks in SMB or commercial locations? It's a very simple yes or no. All right, about 2/3 of you are currently installing smart locks in SMB and commercial locations. That's very good. We'll give that one, close it off. Here we go. Have you ever had a customer who wanted a smart door lock, but what you currently offer wouldn't work for that specific door? All right, we got a lot of yeses here. Wow. Okay, so I think you're going to very, very much like what IQ Lockdown can do. There's 90% of people have had a scenario where that smart door lock would not work for that specific door. So that's awesome. And then just because we're hoping to see you all next week. Are you going to go to ISC? All right, a decent amount of yeses, some undecideds. Well, we really hope to see everybody there. I think we're going to have a great show. You've seen some of the press releases going out this week, probably on IQ Wi-Fi 6 and the new IQ Hub. So we're really hoping we're going to be showing those products among others at ISC. So we're hoping to see everybody there. So we're going to close that one off. And we are going to then pass this over to Mark and Kevin, who are going to talk about IQ Lockdown.
IQ Lockdown.
All right. Here we are,
guys. Man, Kevin, I've been excited for this one. I've been waiting.
Yeah,
Weeks.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is a product we've had out for a little while, but haven't done a lot of training on or announcements on yet. And so we're super excited to bring everybody up to speed today. And again, as Neil said, we'll be showing this actual display as well as several others at ISC West. So if you are coming, come find us. You can check it out in person and see it in action, but hopefully for those on the web today, we'll give you a good feel for what it is.
Yep. And what is IQ Lockdown? What is IQ Lockdown? A lot of people ask that. It's a new device, IQ, it's intelligent, smart lock. But as you can tell, this is, going to be an access control technology that's going to be good for commercial locations. So that's going to be kind of your use case, different commercial locations. And the IQ lockdown, this is kind of in action. You can see it'll detect a break-in. It'll also, detect a notification of if it's being broken into when it feels that force. So kind of a cool device there. And as far as the specs on this, it's a Z-Wave compatible device, Z-Wave Plus. As far as you can use it with a key fob, your egress button, or a panic button for quick access, and then also with the alarm.com app, or just use it at the panel. You got manual operation where manually you can lock it or unlock it, and it fits any standard door, commercial door. So, it'll work on a door that swings out like this one or swings in. And then it also uses a rechargeable battery that has over a 2-year life. So on a single charge.
Yeah, I think that's really key. We'll get into the installation here a little bit, but the fact that this is battery operated, unlike a lot of traditional access control systems where you're running a lot of wires, spending a lot of install time, that's one of the really unique things about this is that it's wireless, it's battery operated, like a regular Z-Wave lock, but more in that commercial form factor. So we'll kind of show you some of that here as well. So where might you install these? Well, obviously schools, and I think, look, unfortunately, a lot of us are aware of the school shootings and a lot of the PR around that and the need for that in some schools today. We'll show you some examples of what we've seen in school systems here shortly. But there's a lot of other cases outside of schools. Could be hospitals, could be, we've talked about this kind of quasi access control style installation. Places of worship, right? We've had a lot of success, and some of our partners have had a lot of success in places of worship, churches and Jewish synagogues. That reminds me of what happened in Texas recently at that Jewish synagogue. But also could be safe rooms, be it residential or commercial safe rooms. SMB, we asked that question. How many of you do SMB or commercial buildings where maybe a traditional door lock doesn't fit? Maybe it's a manager's office. Maybe it's a cash room, right? Maybe it's a back office where they don't want somebody going, or just a door that's kind of awkward. And then also doctor's office, dental offices, lots of other places where they might get one lock. Maybe they want 2 locks. Maybe they want all the doors done, right? So lots of different locations where you guys can install these. But these are just some examples that we've thought of and are working on currently. When it comes specifically to other types of lockdown solutions that we've seen on the market, typically in school systems, unfortunately, we see a lot of creative ideas out there. And the sad part about these creative ideas is, none of them are code compliant, right? They're really kind of dangerous in actuality. And so that's somewhere where we have spent a lot of time, and we'll talk a little bit about that here on some of the code compliance for this device, the UL testing, all that, working with all the AHJs and things like that. That's a really important part of any type of access control, lockdown system, especially as you get into these school systems and other things like that.
So what are some of the primary features and benefits of this? Well, this lock compared to your conventional lock is 10 times stronger. So it's much stronger. A conventional door lock is made to be able to be, you usually kick through it.
Yep.
This is much stronger. And also this is an easy installation. A lot of people, they see it, they get kind of intimidated, like, man, this is big. What is this? What am I getting into? But, if you've installed any Z-Wave door lock, once you've done one of them, it's pretty easy. This is the same way.
Yep.
Quick 20-minute install. And then you got your remote and manual control. So, whether it's at the panel, alarm.com, or, using the egress here, you got multiple ways to control it.
And it's Z-Wave Plus. So this uses Z-Wave Plus technology. That means it integrates easily with all of our control panels that we offer today. You can do up to 20 of them on any given system. So if you think about it just as a Z-Wave door lock, that makes sense. It follows the door lock limit. And what that means is you can mix and match this with other types of door locks. So maybe on some of the doors, you want to have a traditional, like a Kwikset or a Yale, either a lever lock or deadbolt. Maybe other doors you want to throw in some lockdowns, really giving you a lot of flexibility, the installation. They all just pair to the system very simply like a Z-Wave door lock. So again, that max limits up to 20. And then again, we talked about the code compliance here, and I've got a couple quick slides on that. We're not going to spend a lot of time on code compliance. This is all on our website here. I'm not going to go through each of these standards, but it is, UL, SGS certified, egress compliance, ADA compliant, The battery's been tested. We do all these fire safety tests, you know, where they light the door on fire and they see if the penetration's in the door, weaken the door, and you know, allow the fire to burn through faster. And then of course, all the radio and other integration tests. And we're constantly working with local AHJs. If you have an AHJ that has any questions about it, you're welcome to reach out to us. We can help get into the weeds there with him if we need to on that.
Sure.
All right, so the most important part is it is available now. You can actually go buy this. The part number's on the screen here. And again, there's more product information on Qolsys.com if you want to you know, copy and paste the part number from there, or if you want to look at the sales slicks, the flyers, any of the other specs or information about it, you can get that right from our website.
And also, just so you guys know, we did include those 2 handouts. So a spec flyer,
Perfect.
and then just the normal flyer for it. So
you got 2 handouts there in your dashboard. Make sure you download those to get some more information about it. Okay, so that's enough PowerPoint. We wanted to only do a little bit of that, and most importantly, you know, this is the technical webinar, so we want to actually show you how this product goes on the door and installs. Now, like Mark said, you know, when I did my first one, this can be a little bit intimidating. It's kind of big, it's a little heavy, it's metal, and I was, you know, kind of nervous to drill my first door. I think a lot of us have been there before, but the cool thing is this really is just 4 bolts, and it's actually uses a 3/8 drill bit. So if you're doing, you know, recessed contacts with your 3/8 drill bit, you know, hardwire contacts, it's only a hole that big. It's not a very big hole, and it's only 4 holes. So I'm going to show you how that works here. I'm going to take this cover off real quick and show you the inside here. All right. So here you can see it's just 2 bolts going through the door, and we ship it with all this hardware here, right? So you can see here that it's just these 2 bolts on the door, and then we actually have 2 bolts in the frame. And this supports both a wood frame as well as a metal frame. This can be metal concrete filled, or it can be metal hollow frame. And so we ship that with all the hardware that is needed to mount it. So again, you've got your concrete bolts. It comes with some hollow walling or hollow door frame anchors, and then the actual you know, threaded door bolts itself. And again, those are just 3/8. We ship it with 2 different brackets. So we've got an in-swing bracket and we've got an out-swing bracket. The device is actually reversible depending on which way the door swings. So this would be an in-swing, right? You have your device on the protected perimeter. And so this is the way that this one mounts. And we include a template as well, right? And this template is really easy to use. It's an in-swing or an out-swing template. So you just reverse it. It shows you just tape it to the door frame. Here, it shows you exactly where to drill your holes. You don't have to have a tape measure. You just literally line up the template with the edge of the door frame, drill your 4 holes, and it screws right on. Really easy to use.
and then also ships with a cable and you know, power supply to charge the battery. You plug it in.
Yeah, so to your battery, lithium battery, you want to charge that before you install it. And when the battery dies, of course, you'll get your low battery notifications at the panel. You get them from alarm.com. You get them a text message, push notification. Maybe you set up a service contract to come back and charge these batteries. Maybe it's a facility where they have a maintenance man and they want to do that themselves. And the best way to do that we found is actually just a wireless battery charger. These little battery packs, this is one I have for my phone. You know, the same ones you plug your phone into. Yep. You can actually go ahead and just set your battery pack up here and charge this. Put your enclosure back on, let it charge overnight. The next day, take the enclosure off, unplug your battery. It's good to go for another 2 years. Now we do have a wired egress button on here. So we've got it for this example. I actually fished it into the door. I came over to an armored door cable, and I actually went ahead and fished this around the door for this display over here to this egress button. This is a wired you know, request to exit or egress button here. And when you press that, it's going to go ahead and drop the wedge. We'll show you that here in just a second. There's a lot of ways to do this wire. You don't have to fish it through the door. If it was a solid core door, you can bring it straight down the door and mount it right here on the front with a piece of wire mold or conduit. Same thing going over to the hinge side if you wanted to do that and get into the wall.
It ships with a little rubber grommet.
Yeah,
these holes just come out the side.
Ships with the grommet, so it can come out this side or it can come out this side of the lock. Really easy. That's the way it will come from us. And again, if you want to pull that through and have it totally hidden, you can do that way as well.
Guys, can you do us a favor and check to make sure you're sharing your video properly? We're getting some, I can see it, but we're getting feedback that a lot of people are not seeing your video at all.
Uh-oh, that's not good. We've been showing lots of good stuff.
Yeah, no, and I can see it, and some others can, but for some reason there's a fair amount not.
Huh.
Says it's showing, we can see ourselves.
Now they can see you. So whatever just happened, don't touch it.
Perfect. All right. So anyway, that is the actual installation. Neil, any questions coming in on installation that we can take right now? And then we'll get into operation.
Mark is right. I'm trying to catch up on the
maybe
no videos.
the installation.
Yeah, maybe you repeat the installation if you can do it quickly, because it seems like a lot of people missed the entire install.
Okay, yeah. I'll do it real quick. It has a metal cover that we removed briefly. It's just 2 bolts I loosened. This metal cover comes off. Inside you have access to your 2 bolts for the wedge device here, and then you have 2 bolts for the actual locking bracket. We ship 2 different locking brackets based on in-swing or out-swing, and it comes with an actual template, so there's no measuring. You literally just tape the template on the door, drill your 4 holes. They're 3/8 in diameter, so most every tech carries that bit already, and it just literally bolts to the door in a couple of seconds. So this is less than a 20-minute install. You do have a wired egress button here. You can see this wire, and you can disconnect it if you want to trim the wire to length. You know, fish it from one direction versus going the other direction. You can actually take the button apart. You can disconnect it from this side. And if you want to fish that through like an armored door cable like we did here, you can do that. If you don't want to do that, if you're on a wood door or a solid core door or something like that, it comes with grommets. You can go out the side and down the face of the door. You can come out the top and go across the back of the door to the hinge side here. Use a piece of wire mold. However you do that egress button is kind of up to you. So that's probably that's really it from the installation. So hopefully, sorry for the duplication and the reset there, but the point is really easy, battery operated, 4 bolts. And I did mention to those who didn't see it, that when the battery dies, you know, in about 2 years, you're going to get notification at the panel. You get notification through alarm.com that the battery is low. You can simply recharge that. And the best way that we found to do that is with like a wireless battery pack, like the same ones you use to charge your phone. You can actually take the cover off, plug it in with your little cable, let it sit up here inside the cover, charge the unit overnight, and then come back in the morning and take it off. And again, some people will charge a service revenue fee for that, and they'll, you know, maintain the locks every 2 years. Other dealers or other customers will have you know, like an on-site maintenance man who does that, a janitor, a security guard, you know, someone who takes care of the property. So let's talk quick about operation. So from operation, there's a couple really critical things here. There's a lot of ways to operate this, and this is just, you know, on purpose here to make it easy to use. First of all, when we're talking schools, one of the best practices for schools is that each teacher takes care of their own classroom, right? That's what they're trained to do. They need to account for all the kids. We want to make sure that nobody's stuck in the actual hallway. So they scan the hallway, they make sure their kids are inside the class, they shut the door, and then they can either activate it with the panel, with a key fob, with a panic button, or they can actually just reach up and manually activate the lock.
Lockdown lock.
So that's by design, is just quick manual activation, and now we're locked down. And here you see it sensing a break-in with that beep there. Now, one of the other things that's important to know, it's actually also designed for manual egress. So in the event that the egress button fails, that the panel's not talking, that the Z-Wave network's down, that something's gone, you know, terribly wrong, this is actually designed to close from the inside as well. So you can actually just reach up and pull on the wedge.
IQ lockdown unlock.
And it's designed to be pulled down. So you can either activate or deactivate manually if you want. Of course, most of the time,
IQ lockdown lock.
you may activate it manually and then just deactivate with the egress button here.
IQ lockdown unlock.
So really, really simple operation, and it's meant to be very tactile. So if you're in a situation where, you know, it's kind of a high functioning situation and you don't have a lot of time to think, it's made to be very, very easy to activate
IQ lockdown
and
lock.
deactivate by whoever's inside the room. Now, there are other ways to operate it as well.
So you can also go to the panel, and it works just like a normal Z-Wave lock. you go to lock it, it's going to raise up.
IQ lockdown lock.
So very basic, and then just unlock it.
IQ lockdown unlock.
And of course, you could do that from the panel. You could do that from the app. We've seen people write a rule to a key fob. So with a key fob, they can press the button on the key fob, arm the panel, for example, and then lock down multiple locks if they want to do that. We had a Jewish synagogue do that with a handful of doors. We've been working with one of our partner dealers on a school system where they actually didn't want to lock down the entire school, but they wanted to lock down just the gym. So the 4 doors that go into the gym, they wanted that to kind of be their safe room. So lots of different ways that you can do this. Yeah, and that's IQ lockdown.
Yep. And then as far as learning it in, very simple. It's just a little quick touch, just tap it.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. It learns in really simple just through Z-Wave. You just go to the Z-Wave add menu. There's a button right here. Press the button, clear it, add it, just like a normal Z-Wave device. Super easy, 15-second pairing, something like that.
And I would just say the main thing about this is, most people, like I said, they see it, they might think, oh, it's a little intimidating. It's, when I installed my first one, I was surprised. I was like, this is way easier than I thought. You came into this one.
Same, yep, same. I did this door, and I was, I drilled the door, drilled metal frame, but actually really easy. 3/8 drill bit, 4 bolts, less than 20 minutes. Not so bad.
Great job, guys.
Do you have any questions coming in?
Yep. Yeah, we got Christopher wants to know, he's currently using a Z-Wave relay module with a linear actuator and a mag lock to control his hidden door of his safe room using the IQ4. Would this be able to take the place of the Z-Wave relay module?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this would be a perfect use case for that. So
yeah, that's perfect. Perfect use case.
Yeah, let's see what else we got here. I'm just scrolling through the we can't see yous. What kind of range is this? So this is using Z-Wave 700. So what kind of range should people expect from it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what I would say is, typical Z-Wave range, that depends on the device, that depends on the control panel. We happen to get very, very good Z-Wave range on, this is an IQ panel 4 we're paired to. This is Z-Wave 700. This is Z-Wave 700. It's by far the best Z-Wave range I've ever seen. Now we measure that open air. So you got to think about when you get into an environment, a dental office, a doctor's office, a school, something like that, where you may or may not need repeaters. So I'm hesitant to quote a distance, but hopefully everybody's pretty familiar with Z-Wave range, what they think they can get in different types of environments. And I would just say that this is way at the top of the list when it comes to Z-Wave range, antenna efficiency, all that kind of stuff. Certainly, certainly pretty far.
And just with that, one really awesome thing about the IQ panels is that Z-Wave test. I mean, they have a lot of awesome diagnostic tests in there to see how things are connected.
See how your mesh looks, what your mesh looks like. See if you need to add a repeater somewhere or something like that.
Yep, let's see what else we got. Oh, there's plenty. Lots of questions. So will this work with all Z-Wave radios, nalarm.com, like Neo or Pro or IQ2?
Yeah. Yep. So we've certified this on all of the IQ panel series, the Neo and the Pro products. So this will work on all of those products. Yep.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Corey wants to know, is there any backup battery Z-Wave repeater? Seems like a power outage could knock this out if we're relying on it to create a strong network.
Yeah, that's a great thought. And the answer is I don't know. I'm not sure on that. So we have to think a little bit about that.
Yep. Robert wanted to know, can we just change batteries as opposed to charging?
No, so it's a built-in battery. It's built into the lower unit here. It's not something you're gonna be able to change. So you do need to recharge it. It's a rechargeable battery. Think about it a lot like a panel battery, something like that. So yeah, you need to recharge it roughly every 2 years.
Yep. Okay. Nick wanted to know, and I don't know if we know this one, so I hate throwing a tough one here. How many cycles would this be good for? How many cycles of lock and unlock have they tested to?
I don't have the exact number, but the actual manufacturing testing and the UL testing is like hundreds of thousands of cycles with the wedge, up, down, up, down, up, down. All the stress testing they do. It's pretty impressive how they put this through the rigors, both from an electronic and actuation perspective, but also the actual force tests on the door. They have these really cool jigs they set up, and they spin the door horizontal, and then they drop really heavy things onto the door from different heights and measure all the force. Basically, you will destroy the door before you destroy the lock, for sure.
Yep, I agree. All right, I'm going to let the others answer the majority of these. Other questions can just be answered via chat. So Mark, I think you've got, you're going to start randomly picking, and I'm going to go look at the list.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the giveaway for the 2 locks. Let me do a little randomizer here with Siri.
So we're giving away 1 lock to 2 different people, right? So each person will get a lock.
Yep, so I'm gonna give you a number, and then Neil, I want you to go down the list and select them.
I've got the list.
Between 1 and 239, give me a random number. All right, 148.
148, let's go look here. All right, that is going to be Tristan from, Tristan Jaman. So congratulations, we'll send you an email, and we'll get your shipping info, and we'll get that out to you right away. And now one more.
Hey Siri, give me a number between 1 and 238. It's gonna be 42.
42, oh, I gotta scroll all the way up here. 42 is, where are we here? Nope, can't give it to that person. Pick another number. That's a JCI employee. He's not winning nothing.
All right, hey Siri, give me a number between 1 and 238. 17.
17, okay, that should be easy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Bob Smith from, that's a Bob in Alliance and up in Kingston. Congratulations, Bob. I already know your shipping info.
Bob, Tristan and Bob, congrats.
All right, you guys. So I think that's it for IQ Lockdown. Again, we're super excited about this product. It's available now. Come see this at ISC West. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Remember, Neil is going to do that random drawing after we close the call for the 109312s, the outdoor contacts.
Yep.
So we'll be sending those after the fact. And just, look, really appreciate everybody joining the call. This is the end of our official season 4 technical webinars. So we did, how many episodes, Neil? 6?
6 in this one, and we're going to take a little break. We're going to do ISC, then recover. And then we'll be coming back with season 5. And, again, there is an after workshop survey. Please drop in your comments. We do apologize for the challenges with the video, but I think, Mark and Kevin recovered pretty well, and we're able to go through that again. But please fill out that survey. We want to hear your feedback. We want to know what you want to see in season 5. I think we'll make it a little longer. And definitely, we're going to come back with some innovative, different approaches, some more giveaways. We want people to attend live as much as possible, obviously. So, again, thanks to everybody. This has been an awesome, we love doing these for you. And we just want, we hope to see you back for season 5, and, hopefully we don't get canceled. You never know, right? Or recast, but we'll find out.
Might need some new actors, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody enjoy yourself. And then, happy St. Patty's Day, and we hope to see you at ISC.
Thanks, guys. See ya.